Hi, everybody. Suzy Woo here. Nice to see you again. Nice to be back. If you're on my email list, you guys know I got a new puppy and I super duper love her. And it's blown up my schedule. So I'm trying to balance. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you today about the new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees. So, we're in really big changing times. We've got two eclipses coming up in Virgo. It's a Virgo Pisces axis, and it has to do with health, your immune system, your physical body. It might be stimulating things that have to do with anxiety or mortality. Some people are worried. Oh my God, am I dying? Am I okay? Why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? It's all part and parcel for the energies that we are going through right now. I'm going to first look at the chart and then I will share the chart. Da, 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 da. Okay. Oh, this is good stuff, you guys. I'm going to share the chart now. Here we go. I'm trying to share. Here you go. All right. So we do have a yod configuration in the chart that's pointing to the sun and moon. So that is the new moon. So what a yod configuration is, it's like a compass point. It's also known as a finger of fate or a finger of God. And when somebody has one in their chart, well, they're going to go through a bunch of stuff to help them carve out and stand in their purpose, their mission. And so it's a little bit meatier, if you will, beefier. It's a big deal if you have one in your chart. Anyways, so on this new moon, which I'm in New York, so I'm on Eastern time. So for Eastern time, it's the 23rd at 2:07 in the morning. And I'm using the natural house system so that you can clearly see, because I like simple. Okay. So look at this stuff. Wow. What jumps out to you? I'm noticing Saturn is at 0 retrograde. Aries, 0 of Aries retrograde, which means it's heading back into Pisces. And then Neptune's going to follow. And what does that mean? It means there's going to be some final clearing and cleaning up, kind of like after there's a big birthday party and everyone goes home. Well, now we got to clean up. Okay. So whatever's been going on about Aries types of things, getting very feisty, fighting, arguing, being impatient, intolerant, but also a pioneering energy. Like, where are you blazing a new trail? Okay, so there's a lot of effort when you're blazing a new trail. If you've ever created trails, like in a forest or like on a property, you've got to cut down all the branches and then kind of like clean up the ground. If you're creating trails, like walking trails or bike trails, it's a lot of work. So then you get it all cleaned up and you rest and well, okay, no, then you test it and then you rest and then you add more. Well, this has to do with we took the chainsaws, which this Aries energy, this feisty energy, or maybe you were fighting for maybe spiritual freedom, religious freedom, what your belief systems, any kind of like mysticism kinds of things, Neptunian flavors. Maybe you're trying to launch a spiritual business and there was a wave of opposition. Maybe, friends and family members. Oh, well, you can't do that. The market's already saturated. No, it's not. There's only one you. You go right ahead and you do what the things are that you want to do. Okay, we need you to stand in your own spotlight, to bring your secret sauce forward. We need you. Okay. So it is doing all of that, getting some kind of a knocking down or opposition or resilience, and being able to take a breath, regroup, and then you decide, you know what? The heck with what they said. I'm doing this anyway because it's what feels right to me. And that's what you need to be doing. Okay, so that is a part of this configuration, isn't it? It sure is. This is huge. So we've got this pairing of Saturn, Neptune, talking, both retrograde, talking to this new moon. So the new moon means the sun and the moon are at the same place, which means you're not going to see it. It's a black moon. At 0 of Virgo. So Virgo is health. It's the physical body. It's an anxious sign, but it's also a very big new beginning. And then down here, we've got Pluto retrograde also at 1 degree of Aquarius. And so this is revolution, evolution that is speaking well to the Saturn and Neptune and Aries. Okay, these elements get along. Fire, Aries, and air, Aquarius. So one way I really like this is Aquarius is higher, the high mind. It's definitely advanced thinking, but I shouldn't use the word thinking. That's it's conceptual. All right, this is not anything linear. This is idealism. This is innovation. It's futury, exciting, and very fast. Lickety split fast. Okay, power. Pluto is power. I like to say dynamite comes in small packages. So that energy is speaking to the pairing of Saturn, Neptune in a good way. Okay, you need air to feed the fire. Okay, we fan the flames. Okay, but both parts of the package, Saturn, Neptune together, and Pluto, this is called a sextile. They're not in the same element, but these elements like one another. So this is a good thing, but being retrograde, it's making us go, this is what I feel about that. This is what excites me. This is how I want to kind of lunge forward. But I am going to hopefully practice patience or tolerance, or I'm going to let myself take a breath for a minute. I'm going to maybe sit this one out and just let myself kind of marinate on my life, on what I'm doing, on this bold new beginning, going where no man has gone before, or something like that. It's just take the pause, practice the pause for a moment, and find your tribe. Who's with me? And you gotta look outside of your own backyard. Super duper important. This is a marvelous time for pulling in your spiritual guidance, which I'm now being alerted that we are going to be having a visit from some galactic beings. How exciting. All right, so these readings that I'm providing for you guys are getting a little bit deeper, a little bit more out there, a little bit more cool. And I really love if you would share this content with somebody that you feel would enjoy it. Because I'm really trying to grow my presence. And sometimes you just got to ask. So I am asking. Okay. So we've got these two. We just got done talking about it. A little nice detail here. Pluto, your power, retrograde internalized in the sign of Aquarius, future. Sometimes it's anxiety though. And power to the people. All right. So we're on a pause. We gotta take a breath here. That is speaking, working together, trying to figure things out. They're both they're on the same page with this combination of Saturn restrictions, but lessons, practicality and groundedness. Not good in the sign of Aries. I was born with that. So you don't really learn who you are, your identity. Aries is the identity. Saturn clamps down on it. And this is connecting with Neptune, the mystic, higher consciousness, altered states. Wonderful time to get sober. Now, with these retrograde, there could be a little bit of an issue. Sometimes we might relapse or we might get tempted. Oh no, I gave up sugar and it's this person's birthday and it looks so good. I gotta have a piece of that chocolate cake. And then you have 3 pieces and then ice cream and now you're right back to the liquor store again. I just watched a little snippet of a Sylvester and Tweety cartoon the other day, and the cat Sylvester, he couldn't sleep at night because he thought that he had ate the bird, and he was having his haunted conscious, and the voice like Alfred Hitchcock, maybe it was Alfred Hitchcock, was saying, maybe you better give yourself up. And so Sylvester, because he can't sleep, his eyes are getting all red and he's trying to take sleeping pills and the voiceover says, why don't you give yourself up? And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And he goes running into the granny's house. I did it. I killed the little bird. Oh, have mercy. But then he sees the little bird, Tweety, sleeping in his cage with a little blanket over himself. And he's like, wait a minute. You're alive. You're alive. And he takes him out of the cage. And he's like, you're alive. And he kisses him and kisses him. And he's like, and then he goes to drop him down the hatch. And Granny comes out with her broom. She's like, what are you doing? Eating my innocent little bird. And so it's like, what is that phrase? Biting the hair of the dog, right? So this is something just to be mindful about. There could be temptations floating around. And you want to do your best, like exert your willpower. Sometimes it takes hard work and effort. That's Saturn in Aries, my new identity. I don't want to associate with eating the whole cake or drinking the 3rd bottle of wine or whatever it is, because I am taking on this new identity that's leaner, cleaner, healthier, stronger, and more responsible. Saturn. And then we've got Neptune involved. Your intuition. Intuitively, my body doesn't even want that anymore. And a lot of people are actually going through that right now. Okay, so we've got that talking to this new moon at 0, which is health related. Okay, now let's add to that the nodes of the moon. And that looks like a headphone and a horseshoe. So over here, here's the headphone. It's at 18 degrees of Pisces. That's what we want to be reaching towards. Spirituality, my higher power, whatever it is. And what we need to balance with this, the teeter-totter, this is heavy right now. So this is what we need to excrete or let go of. 18 degrees, which is actually a little bit of a fatalistic degree of Virgo. And so this is anxiety. What is giving you anxiety? And you might realize, oh my God, when I have anxiety, that's when I turn to the cake or the alcohol or whatever it is. So it's learning. Maybe I'm going to go to, I was going to say AAA. AA, which is faith-based. Pisces is faith. Or anything of a spiritual nature. Now, the downside of that is just escapism. It is addictions. I can't deal with everything. I need something to numb me. I need something to take the place of my everyday pain, whether that pain is emotional, mental pain, physical pain, pain of whatever, rejection, your woundedness, your whatever happened in your childhood, whatever there is going on there. And so this is a very powerful time for self-analysis. Virgo, analysis paralysis. Virgo is OCD. It is, you never, ever, if you have a lot of Virgo in your chart, you must stay away from WebMD or you're going to have yourself on your deathbed for a mosquito bite. Okay. This is a new beginning for your physical body, but you can't separate layers of what you are. You are a multidimensional being. All right. Now, your physical body is an outcome, it's a result of long running ideals, thoughts, words, sentiments, how I love, how I understand myself, and then how I care for others. That creates your physical body. To supplement that, to help bring it home for you, people who never ever speak up for themselves, everyone runs all over them. They don't, they might have a real soft voice or they're quiet or now that I'm not talking about shy. I mean, I can't speak up for myself because somebody else is abusing me or blackmailing me or they're talking over me all the time and I have no voice. Okay, so people who are in those kinds of shoes over a long period of time will end up with a matter of the lower jaw, the throat, the thyroid, or the very upper shoulders here. Because all of this area, your throat energy, your throat chakra, the physical part is the result, the outcome. So when you that's why tuning forks work because I can sound a tuning fork. And if I hold it up to the person's throat and they're not speaking up for themselves, and I forgot to add the inner dialogue. If that inner dialogue is, oh my God, I'm so stupid, or I feel so bad about all the things that I did or didn't do or whatever, and I bring that tuning fork up to the throat, the tuning fork will actually almost go silent. It's super noticeable. That used to be me, believe it or not. Now, if I took a tuning fork then and a tuning fork now, that tuning fork is going to super resonate because clearly I found my voice. Okay. Alrighty. So, is anything taking your voice away? And if so, especially if it's family members, because we have a lot of Cancer energy going on. Jupiter amplifies wherever it is. In the sign of Cancer, it is actually exalted. It loves to be in the sign of Cancer. It is royal in the sign of Cancer. So it's in its best place. Like my favorite outfit, my favorite everything is Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. So this is offering healing of lineage, of family lines, of generational trauma, which everybody has. You've got at least 20 generations in your DNA. So you might even have dreams and memories that are not yours from this particular lifetime. Okay. Now, just over a week ago, we had a phenomenal rising of Sirius, our dog star, the brightest star, which is Lionsgate energy, by the way. I hope you didn't miss out on my Lionsgate transmission. That was powerful AF. I will be posting that in the next week. Anyway, here on this channel. Okay, so we had Jupiter, the greater benefic, and Venus, the lesser benefic. These are the two benefics, okay? Benefit, good, kind, loving, generous. Wants you to have the finer things. Both of these planets came together with Sirius. So I kind of feel like Jupiter, Venus, holding hands with Sirius as it rises. This is extremely prestigious. Wonderful. So this is healing for families. Whatever you consider family to be. But I'd like you to consider ending generational trauma. It ends with me, which means it won't go on to your kids. So when you balance out and you process and you allow yourself to heal and to kind of raise your vibration, and I don't mean that from a cliche point. What I really mean is that your level of consciousness is going higher so that you don't still blame, oh my God, I'm this way because the way I grew up, which serves no one. Okay? Continuing to want to make somebody feel guilty when you're an adult. Some parents' job was just to create you. They might be a total loser. they're unevolved. And that was the character that they needed to be in your life. And so if you have a parent that was, I mean, a biological parent that was not easy, you don't want to blame them. You don't want to stir that pot because it is keeping you in your own karmic heavy soup. We don't want that. You forgive for you because you don't want to carry Saturn's bondage around. Okay. So you have to break free from these chronic, that's also Saturn, patterns of abuse, neglect. I remember when I was a newer parent hearing other people saying, oh yeah, give them NyQuil, it knocks them out. Like, what? Okay, no. Instead, we need to deal with our own facts and then hang on to the stuff that we like and discard the rest. All right. Do not blame if you're an adult, and I trust that you are, because I don't think I have any kids listening to my channel. Then you need to release the anger, resentment, and ties, karmic ties to that toxic parent, sibling, whatever it is from your from your early childhood. Because Saturn is also the father figure. Okay. And boy, moon is how we experience our mom. So some people also say that sun is father. So this is now just adding to family stuff. And that I don't want to wear the trauma of my parents. I don't want it. And so you need to release it for you. It's not saying it's okay what happened, but I want to be free of that. And I don't want to be carrying their emotional baggage. So I'm going to let it go so that I can be free to be all of who I am. All right. That's what you want to be doing. Recap on that. If you had a bad parent, then just know their only job was to seed you. And that's it. They did their job. Do what you got to do for self-preservation and for your own growth. That's why we're here on Earth School, to grow, to evolve, to return home to self. And what that means is in your own heart. When you realize you are the love of the Creator, then you're able to shine and give so much more of yourself to others. It's so beautiful. Okay. All right. What else is involved with this beautiful new moon that we have? Always new moons are new beginnings. You want to set your intentions. This is not an eclipsed one yet. You don't do anything externalized when you have an eclipse because it's going to be as if it never happened. Okay. It's just like a void of course moon. You don't launch anything because you'll have to repeat it. It'll be as if it never took place at all. Okay. Now, we've got this new beginning at 0 of Virgo. What would you like to change in your day-to-day life? And your day-to-day life equals your health, because remember, you're an outcome, and your job versus a career. Now, this also speaks to healthcare workers. Now, you'll notice the South Node, or the horseshoe, is in the sign of Virgo. My poor son, he is an 18-degree Virgo, and he's been going through the mill, and he just hit his rebound, so things are starting to look up. 18 degrees is a tough degree. Okay, now, where was I? So this is stuff that we need to stop doing. The South Node, where is it not serving us? Where are we being the lower expression of that, which is going to be super superstitious, anxious, OCD, perfectionism? At the extreme, that could be narcissism, and at the other extreme, that could be self-harm, as in cutting. All right. So we want to weave in hope, faith, fearlessness, finding myself so that I can be strong in who I am. Do you know who you are? Most people don't because we've been, kneaded, like KN, kneaded, like how you knead bread dough or Play-Doh. We've been put into this here. This is our family. You be just like us. But we don't always want to do that because we might not like, what the rest of the family is doing, or it doesn't sit right with us. All right. So this is big time of breaking that crap. Whatever's not serving us on the daily. What do you do on a daily basis? So is the first thing you do light up a cigarette? As a former smoker, that was what I used to do. As soon as I wake up, the first thing you do, have a cigarette, go make your coffee. Okay. We need to break these habits that are not serving us. Big time for breaking habits. Big, 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 big. So this is such a beautiful time to do that. This new moon. What is it that you do every day or very frequently that is causing more harm than good? Are you willing to admit it? Are you willing to do something about it? Don't put it off. You only get one health. Okay. What else is going on? I didn't finish talking about that finger of God. Okay, so I laid into the energy of Jupiter and then Saturn, Neptune. So that's two parts of that yod, finger of God. The other point is the sun moon. So what a yod is a sextile. Okay, that's these guys we already talked about. And then these have nothing in common. So it's called an inconjunct. So these are in each other's blind spots. So the sun, my daytime behavior, the moon, my nighttime behavior. Well, it's important because this is our identity. These are not seeing each other. And instead, I'm here chewing my fingernails or picking and cutting, or I have all this anxiety. This can really loosen up the bindings around us, kind of like getting tangled up in a fishing line. Geez, now that just brought a memory to mind. I grew up on a fishing boat. My dad loved to go fishing all the time. My mom did not like to go fishing all the time, and my parents did not get along. But I do remember when I would get my line all tangled up. Oh, my dad would get so mad. And he kept it in, but you could he was a Virgo, by the way. Um, he kept it to himself. But I knew I could almost feel the steam coming off of him. He'd get so frustrated and having to, untangle my fishing line or my, hook or whatever. Um, Anyways, what else? Okay, sun moon. The other blind spot is Pluto. So when we are having anxiety, there's no way I can stand in my own power. When I don't know who I am, how can I stand up for myself? Or if I don't know who I am, I don't know what kind of people I resonate with, or what kind of groups I want to join. Or if I say I want to find my tribe, I don't know who they are because I still don't know who I am yet. That's some of the things that we might be experiencing. There might be pressure from family members coming from any direction. Doesn't mean it's bad, but family is a big issue for the whole year. Family planning, mother, nurture, nurses, healthcare, immune system, for the people, by the people, technology, and very rapidly advancing technology. Extraterrestrial communication. These are the themes, especially with Uranus and Gemini. That is galactic communication. So exciting. And I super love this. So we've got down here Uranus. Uranus is in your head. I love saying that. It's so funny. But this is communication, and this is galactics and nervous system. Now, this is forming what's called a trine, the same element. And so this is the air. So this is talking to Pluto. Now, these are both outer planets. Pluto takes forever to get through the sign. This Uranus will be in Gemini for about 8 years, but it is retrograde. It is going to retrograde back into Taurus and do cleanup work there. Okay? All the confetti from the party poppers. Remember them little things? Little coils of paper come out. So there's going to be some cleanup work to what? Our currency, finances, the banking system. Why? Because it's the sign of Taurus. Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus for 7 years. If you're a Taurus, God bless you, because you've been under an enormous amount of pressure to do what? To change, to find your independence, your individuality. Because the planet Uranus, well, the planet Uranus is the nervous system, body part is the ankles, but it is also like a galactic consciousness. It's the higher mind. The sign that the planet Uranus rules over is Aquarius. And for the next 19 years, the planet Pluto is living in it. So Pluto is immersed in I don't want to say the waters because it's an air sign. So let's say it's in a cloud of this crazy technology and genius and innovation and revolution to evolve, evolution. It's your tribe, your peeps. It's your light language. So many people are starting to speak light language or sign light language. It's amazing. I forgot to mention, I overlooked Mars. Mars is also in an air sign. You know what that means? It means there's a grand trine in air. Absolutely. That's a big deal. So we have Pluto in Aquarius, that's air, talking to Mars in Libra. That means you got to speak up for yourself. It means you cannot give all your power away to somebody else. But it also means there needs to be equal and fair balance between parties. Whether that other party is a friend, a lover, a client, are you stopping to listen to what the other party has to say before you come to a conclusion? So be careful not to be so feisty that you talk over somebody and you don't give them the chance to explain themselves. Or it might be you needing to speak up for yourself. Okay? So we've got these two, and then that is speaking to Uranus in the sign of Gemini. So that is a lot of air going on. Powerful air. Now that can be very angry words under pressure. So be careful that you are not lashing out, because Mars is like a firecracker with a very short wick. And in the sign of Libra, it just sometimes can steamroll people over with impatience, intolerance. This combination could also bring up a sudden, I feel like a sudden burp in the earth. Now, this is not earth energy, but I am feeling what a burp in the earth would be. That would be another volcano, an earthquake, stuff like that. That's what I'm feeling. Shifting of the tectonic plates. There's going to be more, geysers. So some geyser might spout off. It might be a new one, because fire and water makes steam. Where's the water? Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter, our biggest planet, the sign of water. And Pluto, power. Yeah, all this stuff there that's what I'm predicting, saying it's more is blowing off steam. So be careful. If you need to blow off steam, have a safe avenue to do it so that you don't lop off somebody's head. This could also be angry words between parties, be it political, social, at the workplace, whatever, where there's two sides. This can get very heated. It can be warlike, because Mars is god of war, and Pluto wants freedom at any cost for the people. Now, being retrograde, it's I would say it's not super strong, but power is or Pluto is power, and it is retrograde like half the year, anyways. But that makes it closer. It's more inward, so it's really felt. You might really feel compelled. You know what? I need to clear the air. Well, that's good, but do it in a strategic, polite way that also respects the other party. So it's not, well, I'm right and you're wrong, but at least let me hear your side of the story and let me say my side of the story. And it's okay to not agree. That's what we have going on. And that was important. And what does the collective consciousness need? We need to balance the nodes. We need to balance faith. You don't want blind faith. But at the same time, faith is not going to be rooted in practical fact. So, as an energy healer, I am manipulating matter. I move energy. It does wonderful things for people who suffer from PTSD or CPTSD, which I have been impacted for decades. What else? It is immune system. And how can you have a reasonable immune system if you're in a state of stress all the time? Because of what the news is telling you. Media, Gemini. So cool. Isn't it so cool? Well, the bow breaks and the baby falls. What is this? It's a new beginning. How do you feel about XYZ? How do you feel about the medical system? How do you feel about Uranus in Gemini is going to be a revision of the education system? It's no secret that kids cannot function in the schools that we went to. I mean, look at the date at the damn textbook. When is it copyrighted? 1940? They're still teaching that slaves built the pyramids. How is that okay? I don't get it. Anyway, so we have lots of cardinal energies going on. What's cardinal energy? It's the beginning of each season. Aries is the beginning of spring. What's the next one? Cancer is the beginning of summer. Libra is the beginning of fall. And Capricorn is the beginning of winter. Those four signs are cardinal signs. And that means begin, I launch, I start, I initiate. So we've got a whole bunch of this cardinal energy going on right now, which is really like, I got to do something. I want to start this. I want to launch this. It doesn't mean you need to do it now, but you can brainstorm. You can entertain these ideas. I would absolutely journal about these ideas and shake them up and see what you get. There's not a lot of fixed energy in the skies. There's only two things that are in fixed energy. What are they? We're not going to look at the vertex. Leo. We've got Mercury and Leo, so people are talking pretty damn loud. That is also leaders and kings and entertainment. Leaders of businesses. So there might be lots of splashes going on in the media with celebrities, because that's a Leo thing. And the other fixed energy is Aquarius. So Pluto, thank God, is anchoring, even though it's anchoring going up because it's not an earth sign, it's an air sign. So it's anchoring going up, saying fasten your seatbelts and hang on. These aren't actual physical seatbelts at all. They're energy cords made out of this really cool, not even invented on Earth yet, bungee cords that are also telepathic antenna. Uh, Crazy stuff, but it's awesome and it's good and it's true. It's what's going on. Okay, so what do you do? How do you work with this new moon? Who does it impact and how? If you have, if you are or have a lot of cardinal energy, again, that's going to be Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, then you're feeling a little bit of fire under your butt. There could be some pressure going on. Virgo's not the strongest year for you guys. Wherever the South Node is, usually it's a bit of a drain, but it's helping to take things away so that you can evolve. You know, it could cut in the apron strings. I can't learn for myself if I'm always being swaddled. I need to learn how to take care of my body. Virgo, health. It's health. What do you do to take care of your health? And are you still going to a job that you hate? So, you know, the last time I had a regular job, it was at the IRS. Not fun, not creative, super sucked. Hated it. But single parent had to pay the bills. So you do what you got to do until you can phase it out and phase in what it is that you really want to do. Why are you here? What are you called to do in this lifetime? And I'll just tell you, Jupiter is your vocational planet. There's lots of ways to read what are the best careers. But then there's also timing, which is evolutionary astrology, which I do. And you have work and career houses in the chart. There's so many different ways to guide you on your life purpose. What are you here to do? What lessons do you have to get through in order to get there? All of this can be given to you, shared with you in your own astrology chart. It's the coolest thing ever. All right. So we have a whole bunch of cardinal energy, very low fixed energy. So it's going to be a very easy time to get distracted. Oh, a squirrel. Oh, I want to do this. Wait a minute. What? Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. Wait a minute. Oh, good. And so it's like when we initiate things, we could have a lot of new interests. Hey, I want to learn about crystals. Wait a minute. Numerology. Wait a minute. Energy healing. Oh, and all over the place. And I'm going to do that. That's right. I'm going to do it until I get distracted. And then I'm over there. And now I'm on bill pay. And now I'm buying a new dress. And now I want to go out to eat. So it's having all of this, you could call it scatterbrain, but it's more about initiating. I'm going to do something about that. Let's do. I want to do. Let's get going. So there's a whole bunch of that energy going on, which is fine. That's why it's wonderful to brainstorm and write it down. It's not a time to actually do. There's not a lot of fixed energy. It's a great time to get your ideas written down. And then now a beautiful thing is Mercury is now direct. Mercury had been retrograde in the sign of Leo. And this is when your lines get crossed. You're thinking this, but you said that. Oops. And sometimes there could be hurt feelings. You may have spoken out of turn or spoken over somebody. Okay. So I'm going to stop the share because we have some energetic, I don't know, collectives, entities that would like to come through and share some messages about this new moon in Virgo. Greetings, wise ones. We are delighted to be here to help guide you. We're going to offer you what we call a new moon meditation that is nice and short and sweet because we know many of you may not have a very long attention span. And we say this in the lightest of hearts. Let's have you envision your nervous system. Imagine seeing your own body's outline and your nervous system as complex or reduced as is comfortable for you. See it as a cartoon if you like. Just call your attention to your own nervous system. Now imagine that you're seeing it on a sheet of paper, maybe even draw an outline and draw in a very simplistic nervous system. And allow yourself to be the observer. Look at what you've shown or drawn or illustrated or envisioned. Be pleased with your work. And now allow this nervous system, as you only observing, where is this nervous system perhaps throbbing? Where is it irritated or inflamed? Do you feel heat anywhere observing this nervous system in the illustration? Do you feel tension? Where is it? Observe the image you've created. Where is the tension? Where is the red, the throbbing, the inflammation, the misunderstanding, the misgivings? Where in your nervous system? Is it in your head? Is it in your shoulder? Is it in the heel of your right foot? Take notice. Is it around your heart? Is it around your esophagus? Is it in your back? Wherever it is. Just simply have a light, gentle, observational awareness of it. We will be working with you now to help process this. Bring your awareness now down into your own heart, your heart energy, your heart chakra, your heart center, whatever verbiage you like. Simply bring your awareness like going down a flight of stairs, occupying your mind, down a flight of stairs, and one more flight of stairs until you are in your heart chakra. And remain there and begin to breathe in and out of your own heart. And now imagine you are observing the image of you in your nervous system while you are safe in your own heart space. And allow us, we're calling it like a bleed through. You may feel tingles, pulsing sensations. We are very giggly and giddy. Liven up. And we're starting to move these knots or entanglement or concentration points or points of too much burden where life is too heavy for you. Dear ones, allow this to come into you, into your sound body, into your light body, into your emotional template, into your mental template. And just allow us to tickle you. Allow us to move these energies around. Allow us to unpack where it's all gathered and maybe even swollen. And simply observe what you feel. You're not looking per se. You're simply having an awareness, enjoying the experience, and allowing us to infuse you with giddy, giggly, wonderful, delightful light that we are. See, isn't this pleasant? And we're running around, turning on all the party lights. And they are yellows and greens and golds. And whites and purples and all of the colors of the universe. Some that you're not even aware of, but we're turning them on. Very happy and free, whimsical. When is the last time that you have danced? Some of you dance around in your house. You dance and you hum and when you clean. Cleaning is lovely. Frolic and frenzy when you are cleaning and play your favorite music and hum or strum or gallop along as you are doing your cleaning. For cleaning is good for the soul. It is good for the mind. It is good for all templates that you have. And we wish for you to have merriment and amusement and to not take life so seriously. Life is meant to enjoy and to co-create with the one center focal point creator of the universe. We are now going to light up the energy behind your own eyes. Oh, we forgot to ask you to close your eyes. But many of you already got the cue and have done it. We are now harmonizing your ears, the structure, the bones, the rhythms you pick up within the energy of your own ears. There are chakras of the ears. Did you know this? They are minor chakra points, but they are vortices of light nonetheless, allowing more ease. And we are now releasing tension from the throat, the neck area, the larynx, your voice box. And now allowing to quench your nervous system with a beautiful, tranquil blue, peaceful blue light. Just allow yourself, your parched, thirsty nervous system, to drink in this beautiful liquid blue light of nourishment. All is well in my soul, you may say to yourself, because it is. In this right now moment, there is nothing chomping at you or chasing you. There is no one harassing you or threatening you. There is no one poking at you. In this right now moment, there is no sense of urgency except for to just be. We now pull in the energy from Regulus, the fixed star. Creators. This is the Lyran Council. Representatives speaking through you for your audience. We will be joining again, for you have a lot, many, several leonine beings, creatures who choose to do business with you, who choose to follow you, who are open to the range of light that you offer. And you are performing an attunement energetically, which is powerfully and embedded with healing frequencies. Dear ones, points of light, feel your own power. Feel the own sun, your own sun, like the sun in your sky. We are joining it with the Syrian light as it rises within you and continues to do so every revolution that is available. Particular constellations that you are drawn to because you are energetically aligned to them. Now bring in, this is appearing as Arcturian light codes that will complete the energy healing transmission of today. Breathe into your heart. Again, you're not looking for anything. You're merely witnessing your own experience. يكينا كتيما يشتكي أنا يشتكينا أن ترشتكو أما أتشينا كايستكينا آية هيا كان نشتكينا هيا يستكي وين أكو Pria haka ya shigi ini itiko ya is di unu ya ya na ya ma ya ka ya stuku ya shna aka ya kan ya shigi na no ya shna ka do ani man tia ya brit ki pup Bibidi kana yashtiku ura idi ya nana akania tuyana ka ona na shtingana shtika yada ishtigada ora ana yada kina ana ushtigana kina nashna o kana iya kana yatu o ينشتكى أنا يشتايك أنا إيشتي أكنا يانو أمنا نشتنا أنا كني أن أركض يانا يانا كاشتكني أنا أو أنا أكي أنا أو أنا يا نينا أنا إني أي إني Nyaka ana ushtaka ana yana osona naku. The sun continues to rise within you every day. You there on earth has its own revolution. You have your own revolution. This is our unit of measurement. Aligning with Sirius and receiving these Sirian light codes. Allow yourself to assimilate these beautiful harmonic divine frequencies. And allow yourself to have a big, beautiful, deep breath. Release it whenever you're ready. And if you had your eyes closed, you can open your eyes. Put your hands over your heart. All is well in my soul. I'm learning new ways to love myself every day. And I love how I am unfolding, co-creating with the living, loving, breathing, love immersion of the universe. I am love itself, and I am loved. I am comforted and soothed. I am blessed and harmonized by this new moon at 0 degrees of Virgo. For 0 is a perfect circle. It is infinite, as I am I. Wasn't that fun? Wow. Please share in the comments. How was it for you? It looks like that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back next week with more. I do have a newsletter. It's the Suzy Woo's letter. If you go to my website, it's suzy-woo.com, and you could subscribe to get updates. The newest service that I now offer is channeling your guides, and you actually get to ask a question. It makes me really nervous because I know I need to keep my brain out of the way, but it's very effective and it works, and it gives you very, very specific information to you, stuff that I have no idea of knowing. It's very powerful. And there's also an option to not only interact with your guides, but to receive direct energy healing from your guides. It's really, really strong. Like it'll knock you out of your chair strong. Very powerful stuff, but it's awesome. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Let me give you a great big hug. Happy new moon in Virgo. Crack the code, break your addiction, sober up, get clean, love your life, and the caliber of the people and circumstances in it will rise to meet you. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.